Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live Q&A session with me and the man that's got a head that's moving all over the place, showing you his fancy new equipment, Mr. Chris Palmer. So no fan noise, but yeah, give us some noise in the live comments there. We are here to answer your questions. Before we do, check out odys.cc. If you're a new person, you can get $100 towards the cost of an age domain name or a done-for-you affiliate website. So check them out. The link is below. And they do have some good, solid domain names that you might want to take a look at. But other than that, do check out Mr. Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube. He's a lot of good tutorial videos. But today we're here to answer your questions. And we do have Arla. Hey, my two favorite SEOs. Good to see you again, Arla. Mr. Paul Hogden with his dodgy shirt. Hopefully we have a Barnstormer. I'm not sure if you mean Brainstormer.
Brainstormer, yeah, maybe.
We hope. Yeah, in order for it to be a Brainstormer, though, we do need good questions from you guys. So take advantage of us while you've got us here. Paul Hogden is hooraying. Adam Poland's there. Arla's there. Any of you guys that lurk, that always ask the questions at the last minute, just as we're going away, say hi, let us know where you're from, and put your questions in a lot earlier. Because do you ever find that, Chris, when you're doing a live video, it's always at the very end when you're trying to bugger off and all these questions start piling in, and you're like,
yeah, that's how you get to a 3-hour live.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, come on.
We do have Adam Poland, Craig Mullins, Dean Signori, Paul Hogden, I'll come back to in a minute, and Randy Rodet. I heard a rumor about you, Randy, talking to Jenny Abubaya, who said you were having problems listening to my accent. What the fuck, Randy? I thought we were friends. And so, come on, Randy.
Oh, we were boys, man. Do you get that a lot, Craig, honestly?
I did a lot, a few years back. I don't know if people have adjusted or my voice is slightly adjusted. If I'm talking to friends in Scotland, I'm probably not talking quite as rough as I am just now. So I do change it up slightly for this to try and be slower, just so that the American audience and everything else can understand something of what I'm saying. But yeah, I used to get it a lot, man.
Some of I've watched like some of the TikTok stuff, like when you're driving through and you could hear it, like it's thick. I can understand what you're saying though, so I don't understand.
It's but you're probably used to it. You hear me every week, so
twice a week.
Yeah. So
I was on yesterday asking questions. You
guys.
Yeah, I didn't. I went in on a different account to see what kind of answers I could get. Right at the end there.
What's your name? What was your name on there yesterday?
Kelly.
You bastard.
I always like to do that. I got a couple of accounts. I'm sure you guys do too. I'm sure you do.
Oh, yeah. Always. Yeah. But Randy Rodet, it's your old ears. I agree with that. But going to the questions, and I'm going to go back to Paul Hogden first. So how did my experiment with the phones go? So I went about with 20 phones. The reason I chose 20 was because Holly said she doesn't run around with 100 phones. It's too much to handle. She reckons 20 is a kind of good number and stuff like that. So I chose to play around with GMBs that didn't belong to me, that weren't ranking very well, and done some stuff. I still have to do a lot more testing, though. It's not a case of me getting out, driving about one day and coming up with a conclusion. I've got loads of different wee things I want to test. I might need to get more phones. I might try it with less. I just want to see what's working and what's not, because it's all good and well watching Holly get out with 100 phones and doing it in America. That doesn't mean it necessarily is going to happen as well in the UK. It might work better for me in the UK. We're different levels of competition and all that. So I don't want to just take it as gospel from Holly, what amount of phones and what you need to do. I want to see if there's something else there. I can do it a bit easier with less phones or whatever it might be. So there's loads of different wee things I want to play with, and I don't really have a whole bunch of data just yet. So I'm not going to talk too much about it until I've got that. But I will be doing videos and stuff on to back up, you know, the tests, and you guys will eventually get the data that I've found. So I will share that further down the line for sure. But Prussian Prince, what would be your first backlinks for a new website? Are profile links and Web 2.0s good for a beginner? Would you ever point them directly at your money website, Chris, starting out?
I don't know about starting out. I would want to have some type of authority first. You know, generally for me, one of the first things that I'm going to do is go to the competitors on each page, because their internal pages might only have a few, right? And they have the same services as me. I'm primarily talking about in local. So what I'll do is, especially like plumbers in like Texas and plumbers here, plumbers there, these are the kind of links that I can just go and create. And these are already being rewarded. So these are generally the first ones that I'll build, irrelevant of what type it is. So sometimes I do build the profiles, but usually the very first few are going to be press release, citations, and the best that they can afford or I can afford. Like one good post, usually a PBN link, one good one.
In general, though, for me, I would be staying away from Web 2.0s to begin with. But I'm going to twist this question slightly, Chris.
Okay.
If you're building a brand, right, and you've got Chris Palmer Marketing, you've got the .com, the whatever, do you ever go out and grab all the Web 2.0s so that no one can grab Chris Palmer Marketing Weebly or stuff like that? Do you ever do that as a kind of brand exercise as well?
Yep. Yeah. I taught that along. Yeah. I've been doing that since the dawn of time. Like the auto tools, like I used to have this thing called, well, there used to be a tool that you could go build the top 200 Web 2.0s. I think it was like Magic Page or something like that. And yes.
Magic Page Submitter.
It might have been that. It was like all black with red. And, it was like, you'd go, yeah, it was awesome, dude. Wasn't that a great tool?
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Think it's still around. Is it not?
No, they don't. I have access. They don't support it like they used to. You can get like 40 or 50 sites to still work, but it's not supported. And I thought about doing something like that, but what a headache. I learned I'm good.
But the point being, it is potentially wise to do some Web 2.0s, maybe as a brand, stopping the competition stuff. So I thought I'd throw that out there just to give you a bit of advice. But in general, you know, mix up your link building.
Clear. Some SERPs are rewarding Web 2.0s. Like if you go into a SERP and you're, you know, like let's just pick a keyword and you're seeing mediums or you're seeing Blogger, I doubt that, but or whatever it is, Ghost.io or any type of these Web 2s. If you're seeing these being rewarded on the top of page 2 or middle of page 2, I would go out of my way to go build that particular link with that same title, that same structure on the same domain. Definitely same word count, same images. For sure. Definitely.
Try it out. That's all we can say. Justin Weaver has a nice question for you, Chris.
Sure.
Google's spam algorithm somehow affected your projects, or will GSA live forever?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. It has definitely affected the amount, because I had a list and I was just tossing it around to go back and re-verify or recheck ones that I know that were good and solid. And the success rate of links staying has definitely gone down. Staying, not being created, but staying for sure. But you can build them so fast, it's almost irrelevant.
Yeah. Next question, Ali Jandro. Good to see you, mate. What is a good way to start generating more leads for SEO and pay-per-click? A lot of people seem to think negatively about marketers and think we're a scam. He's also went on to say he only has 3 clients and recommendations are barely coming in. So we all know word of mouth works. But Chris, you're out there. We all know that SEOs, I'm not saying every SEO is a scam, but we know that many clients have had their fingers burnt by a lot of SEOs. Does that stop you from getting customers? Is Alejandro just not looking in the right places? Is there money in the table out there from a client, client's paying you point of view?
A trillion. There's guys in my group that are running email outreach campaigns using like Phantom Buster to go get clients, like manual outreach to generate clients, robo phone calls. This stuff works. If you're not getting clients, then you're probably not doing enough work. If you're going to look, and you will find what you're looking for, 100%.
Also show a bit of passion behind it as well. I think a lot of people buy into the likes of Chris Palmer and various other marketers because they can see they're passionate about what they do. And if you're just the guy that's marketing himself saying, yeah, I can do pay-per-click and SEO, it's how you market yourself. People don't want that bland stuff. Add a bit of personality to it. Obviously you've got options such as pay-per-click, Facebook ads, YouTube, whatever, be in forums, interact with people, but you've got to demonstrate knowledge and passion and all that kind of stuff. And I think that is what makes people stand out. So there is a million scamsters out there, and as marketers, we've got to show that we're not a scamster and do things like this, go on podcasts, do all of this kind of stuff. And that is where, if you can demonstrate your knowledge on a platform like that, then you will do it. But show case studies, show that you're good at what you do. It's no point in sitting back thinking everyone's going to think that you're a potential scamster. We all face that in the world of SEO, and there's many SEOs that make a lot of money doing client work. So think about it.
Your heart, though. Your heart. You're doing good work. Get some people in the door. Do some work. You're going to get paid less at first than you know that you're worth. Get some people in the door. Get some of those referrals. And your heart. You're not a scammer. Go out there and do the best job that you possibly can. I mean, you'll find them if you go looking. I would venture to guess that there's more that you could be doing. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to live IRL fan. A webinar's not the same without this man, who is obsessed and very passionate about Vietnamese phone farms, YouTube, and all things YouTube. So again, he shows passion. But Chris, your image ranking works for YouTube thumbnails as well. I've done it before, but maybe it doesn't work anymore. I've just been lazy to continue doing it. So I'm assuming this is referring to a video or something you've put out, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of different ways to do things, right? So there's a magnitude of different things that possibly you've learned with me. But if we're talking about the most prominent, which I've been very vocal or public about, is utilizing, your Google My Business assets. So I think it's highly effective, without a doubt, definitely.
Just don't be too lazy to do it. If something gives you a little bit of leverage.
Yeah, I mean, you upload your images into Google My Business. It doesn't have to be verified. Upload those images. Make sure that they're titled properly. That's the key here. Once you see them and you see them start getting a little bit of steam within the image, they're not going to be at the top. Take those images that are associated to a brand or your service or your business in GMB, put them onto your site on relevant pages that you made the images about on GMB. And as long as they're optimized properly, the alt text is proper, the page is proper, you'll get higher rankings than you would by just slapping them in there, for sure.
So just to recap for anyone who has no clue what Chris just said there. So what you're saying, Chris, is upload your assets to Google My Business and then put them on your website and across other places, because you're obviously hosting it with Google My Business or whatever, and it's on there first and all that kind of stuff, and you're getting some kind of authority from that.
Pretty much. Yeah, you're pre-associating it with your brand or business. I mean, we were doing very well with just unverified, but it's better to utilize them within your own asset, for sure. Yeah, give it a try. Start with 10, do 10. Let them sit, let them get indexed and search for the keyword that you put inside the title of the image when you upload it. And then wait, go check the image search. You'll see that they get placed pretty quickly, very quickly.
Now, I've not done this, but what if I was to upload my stuff to like Neil Patel on his GMB? How would that work? Would that have any kind of impact? Not something I've tried, but associating with good brands, well-known brands and all that stuff, would that be a thing?
Hey, I've done this with a prominent figure, and it does work. It does work.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've not tried it, and sorry if I have just literally trampled on something that just the way my crazy brain works. But yeah,
that's
yeah, I don't do a whole.
That's how I think. Like, oh, this works. How can I?
You're always thinking like,
I know.
How else can I fucking bend this into shape?
Yeah, that's right.
William Brooks, good to see you here, mate. Thanks for all we do, Chris. Someone is still happy that we continue to do this show. So,
of course,
as long as someone's happy, or several of you are happy, then we're always happy to continue.
Sure.
So, Ively Prem, hi SEO legends. Someone here? Nah, I'm only kidding. Thank you. My site is not crawling. Please guide me. So someone's not getting crawled. What's the first thing you're giving them to do, Chris?
Well, I would first double check, developers. And sometimes when you're doing a lot of stuff, sometimes you make small mistakes. Make sure your meta details are allowing indexation, right? That would be one of the first things. But once that's done, then I would be taking a look at my internal linking structure. I'd be taking a look at the quality of the content. Like, is there a lot of it? Also, internal linking, submit it to Google, submit it into mobile, create an HTML sitemap. And then if you're still not getting crawled and you've done all of this, I would venture to look at some of the quality. Like what are you putting up that you're not getting any type of crawl? So that's usually not that big of a problem. Sometimes it is, but if you check all those boxes, all those check marks, you should be fine.
Good answer. William Brooks is also excited to check out your new course on IMG. For anyone who has no clue what that course is, including myself, what are you sharing over there and when?
Well, I put it in there for the CTR, for the bulk CTR stuff. I talked with Andrew and Kyle, and they thought it would be a good addition to the lineup. So we put it in there. I thought it would be helpful.
Cool. Well, enjoy it. Is it out now?
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there now. All of my audience, I would assume, has had it. I hope. But they have a whole nother select different few people. So I think it's helpful for a lot of people. I really do.
Cool. Check it out, guys. Justin Weaver is asking, Chris, do you use CTR Booster to drive traffic to the GMB? Does those cheating behavioral factors work now? So is that still part of your GMB process or not?
Well, I've ranked recently, no. I've never tried CTR Booster, so I can't speak on that. I've worked with a lot of people that have. They like it. It's buggy, but they like it. So with that said, the next piece of information is I don't I just ranked a New York one in Houston and one in Miami, and I did not utilize a tool such as that. No.
I would say, Justin, try and use real traffic. Facebook traffic, real people. Nothing's going to beat that. End of story. But yeah, whether you use phones, whatever, it just has to look real to Google. It cannot. The bots and stuff are not as effective, in my opinion. So that's all I can say on that matter. Gihan, hey mates, I have a question. When you're up against a DA 60 to 90, how many supporting contents do you need to create for a silo to be viable in the competition? So do you ever try and calculate how many supporting articles you're going to need to beat someone with a DA 60 to 90? Is that even something that comes into your head, Chris?
No, the only way is if I want to target a primary high commercial intent keyword, which is my main, and there's secondary keywords that are not competing for the same SERP but it makes sense within a silo. I hope hopefully that makes sense. Then I'll initiate. Generally, though, it's not going to be more than 3 tops. I would be utilizing these. I utilize silos or floating silos for more of like trying out these tools and just putting out a bunch of content that's super thin and just seeing what'll stick. Like if you go look at my site, you'll see a lot of pages on there. I'm just trying. I like to mess around just to see. And if I could get something to stick, well, then I'll make it a regular post.
Hopefully that helps you, Gihan.
Yeah.
Sharif is looking to know how to recover from a Google update. It has had a massive negative impact on his site. So was that the December update? Was it the most recent update? Let us know more, Sharif, because Google is releasing updates constantly. A lot of people were hit. And the December update, we've had the most recent update, but there's been a few like major ones in between, but also there is daily ones. But are you talking about, you know, over the last 6 months or just in recent weeks, Sharif, so that we've got a rough idea in terms of what advice we would give? Let us know.
Yep.
Dean, kind of no solution, disavowed, but in a big brand niche in the UK, most sites in this niche, including my clients, are having thousands of spam blog posts created, hot linking to all the e-com images. He has disavowed 16,500 built over 3 months, and he can see a decline in analytics traffic and big drops in Ahrefs traffic for the clients. Plus, most of the other major brands are experiencing this too. Have you seen stuff like that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do really e-com, but I mean, that's a long time tactic. You know, utilizing the images, you know, that's been a long time tactic. You know, it's going to be very hard to stop this until you can figure out the source. There are ways to do it, but I'm not the best guy I don't want to give you advice without seeing it.
Yeah,
honestly,
give him a message maybe. But William Brooks, is Scrapebox still considered a must-have tool?
Well, when we're looking at cost to value ratio, for $100, it's worth having within the tool chest. I mean, if you're looking to do emails, if you're looking to get blog comments, if you're looking for, there's keywords, chasing down backlinks, I think that there's a lot that can be done there. I utilize it primarily for finding EDUs. You know, once you get a hot set or a hot footprint, generally, once you stumble into one, you can keep finding them. So it is valuable.
And bear in mind, it's £100 one-off fee,
right,
for a lifetime license. It's not something that you're paying for monthly. So it's probably the best $97 I've ever spent in my life, for the amount of times and the amount of things I've done with it over a prolonged period of time. But yeah, it depends on what you're doing and if you can be bothered doing that stuff. You know, it depends. If you're buying a lot of this stuff, then no, you don't need it. So up to you, man, and depends on your internal strategies. But Eric Silvio is asking, can you explain how phone farms work for GMB rankings, Mr. Chris Palmer?
I have no idea. So I'm not sure how that would be utilized. I have no idea.
I've not used a phone farm as such. But if you've got a whole bunch of people, whether it's a phone farm or whatever, going to your GMBs, those engagement signals and everything are going to help you. So that's effectively how they do work. Whether you go to a phone farm and it actually works is a different story, because it depends on the phone farm and who's doing what and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So it depends on the setup. But engagement and real traffic, or what is perceived to be real traffic, can help your GMB go through. Well, it can just help your GMB. So, and I think Holly Starks has just said hello. Holly, it can be testament to that working, because she was running around with hundreds of phones doing it, and I've recently started to play around with it just because it was quite a cool thing to do, and I wanted to see it happen in my own eyes and test out different things. But I can see a difference already. Holly has proven a difference, and we had a competition earlier this year, I think it was, and Holly was able to smash the local with her phones and smash a whole bunch of other stuff. So I believe that engagement definitely helps your GMB for sure. So that's essentially how they do work, but I'm not sure about the phone farms and how they work because I've never used one. But Live IRL Fan is your man to ask the question. He was or is in the live chat, and he utilizes the Vietnamese phone farm, so you can ask him if he wants to share that information. He might not want to, but it's worth a try. Adam Poland, do you guys know a tool for internal linking audits? What are you using for internal linking?
I just look. No, I just generally look at the what do they call it? The wireframe report in Screaming Frog.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all I'll look at, just to make sure things are on the up and up. Generally, when I'm looking at page to page, if I'm looking at a competitor and I go to SEO Meta One Click and I can see that they have 87 internal links going to a page, well, then I focus heavily on getting internal linking to that particular page for whatever the term is. I'm not going to go completely mad on every page. Not every page.
But yeah, Site Bulb, I think SEMrush have a little internal linking part on it as well. Screaming Frog, any of these.
Deep Crawl,
On Crawl. That's probably the kind of main ones that are out there. And there probably is other ones, but I like Site Bulb. That's my preferred choice, but just gives you a nice little graph, and it's more aesthetically pleasing than Site Bulb, for example, Chris. Unless you know what you're doing and you can read the data is the data. If you're an experienced SEO, it doesn't matter whether it's Screaming Frog or Site Bulb. But I just think in terms of me delegating out to staff and all that kind of stuff, I just think charts and graphs and stuff is just a bit better. So if I run it and then show them this and explain things, I want this change and here is why, then the kind of graphs and the visuals are probably quite important as part of that process. Sure. So everyone's different, but that's hopefully a few that will help you, Adam. CBD cakes. I just picked up Ganja News in the UK. Hopefully it's a bit like a 2.0 for ganjanews.org, ODYS. So you bought that. I'm pretty sure I've seen that, Ganja News. Did I even mention it in a video? Pretty sure I did. And I hope you did pick up CBD cakes. That would be
Ganja
awesome.
News.
What
kind of news? What's the
what is going on in the news? That CBD cakes,
that's what I was wondering.
Are you reporting from like the local police? Like this dude's been caught with fucking
Twinkie sales have risen.
Or someone's been robbing some electricity to grow this shit or whatever. What kind of news can be there on that fucking website?
That's what I was wondering, dude.
Madness. What a guy. Michael Queen is saying CTR manipulation does it still work, and the best way to do it, Chris? So we kind of already covered this, but give us another explanation.
Well, I mean, for the I've been playing around with a new tactic that's pretty much the same. But I mean, I guess I'll give you the older stuff. Driving traffic from authority sources to pages you want to rank, like for keywords like CTR manipulation, and disappearing for 4 months and then coming back to the first position on, maybe 2 clicks per day from an authority source is highly effective. I think that people mess up because of the volume that they're sending. It takes very little. And it's all the words that aren't the main keyword. That's another piece where people mess up. Relevance is what ranks, right? So it's the same with sending traffic. what other keywords can I send in can I get traffic from that aren't the primary keyword, but are most relative to this particular term? That's what ranks. If I could send 2 or 3 of those keywords from an authority source based on an initial search, then you have something. And it doesn't take much, especially on zero competition keywords like CTR manipulation or anything else. But it's good to try things out and make sure that things are still effective. And they most certainly are.
Yeah. Evening, Steve L. Hope you're well, mate. DJ Genius 3, accept Omega and Collinker. Other methods to force Google to crawl your disavow file. Used Omega and Collinker, or whatever it's called, but no results, been over 4 months. So when you say force Google to crawl your disavow file, you upload the disavow file to Google. You can't really force it, can you?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't use the disavow tool ever. Rare.
You can't force a disavow through Omega indexer or anything. You're uploading the file to Google. That's not even a thing.
I have used
what
I've played around with the disavow tool for competitors' backlinks though, to see if it would cause an effect. So you can submit backlinks that aren't pointing at your website, just as a tidbit.
So Holly is giving a suggestion though. Go to a strong website you own, make a WP blog post, put an iframe in it with your links that won't index, run Omega, and that will usually do the trick. But I'm not sure if Holly's picked that up wrong, but it's not links that won't index, it's the disavow file. The guy's trying to force crawl that. So would you still advise that, Holly? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you guys are up to some kind of dodgy thing. Would you upload your disavow file to a website and try and get it indexed, Chris? All of those links? Would that be a wise move?
Not for me, no. I wouldn't do that. I don't know why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? Holly, elaborate on this for me.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Maybe she might know something that we're not thinking of.
Listen, Holly probably knows a lot of stuff.
Because if I want to get rid of them, why would I want them indexed? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But let me know.
That's what I'm not getting. But Genius seems to think that that's a good one and all that stuff. But
okay.
Yeah. Something we've learned today.
Yeah.
Allah is asking, how would you guys go about getting your first client? Show them ranking results from your own pages, or what would you do? So how do you get a first client, Chris? Do you bullshit? Do you show them something you've done? How did you work it at the time?
Yeah, so I always within the first consultation call or whatnot, I put a barrier there of a small amount of money to get them in the door so I could speak to them. And I generally just show them past work. I always show past work that I've worked on. So just this morning, I talked to a dentist. I was showing him guys that I was working with in Phoenix.
But let's go back. You've never done it. It's your first client. So you don't have past work to refer to. So would you show them your own website, or would you just tell them lies? Not that I'm condoning telling lies, but something you have to. Do you know what I mean?
Well, my very first few were they trusted me. I was upfront. I'm willing. I was pretty upfront with it. The first couple clients that I got were referred from my dad. So, hey, he's working on this. I'm trying to learn it. And, so I wouldn't lie, because you don't want to start a business relationship like that. That's not the way to go. Maybe showing case studies, maybe a case study that might not be yours, but you can achieve similar results. Because I would then
that's lying, man. You can't show someone else's results and say
not if you're upfront and honest.
Look, but come on, man. You couldn't go and fucking show someone else's work and say, I could get you similar results. Man, that's still lying. That's faking it till you make it, man.
I don't know about that.
I would do it personally. I have done it. Like, I'm not saying don't. I have done it, but sometimes you're in a position where you have to do that. But you can't. Come on, Chris, man.
Yeah, big burst of yeah. Hey, I mean, hey, a lot of a big burst too was trying stuff out on sites. You know, putting gigs out there in multiple places and utilizing their budget to learn. That was a big part of it. So, I mean, I don't know. First clients, I mean, you're going to have to figure out what works for you. I don't see why showing a case study, you know, this is what worked for them. And I know the steps that it took to get here. I don't know why that's lying. I don't know. Okay, it's lying.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Show them someone else's work. Come on. You say show them someone else's work.
Yeah, if you show a case study and you know the steps of success to get them there and you can achieve these types of results, if that's what you want to do, that's not what I do, but I guess you could do it.
Yeah. Nah, each to their own. Just wanted to put it out there.
Try it, eh? I don't know.
But our process, clients with 3 locations, 3 separate cities. Where do I put the geo modifiers? Homepage, location pages only. What is the best way to structure the website multi-location, multi-services?
So 3 locations. If it's 3 locations all in the same state, I would go brand on the homepage. Obviously, I would be talking about high level and state, my brand in a particular state. And then your top level are going to be the biggest cities that you're targeting. Right? So that's going to be geo modifiers on the location pages. That's where I would go. And then you're going to do, if you're going to do a silo, I guess I would venture to guess that you're going to go beneath the main city for the small little towns, whatever has volume that's surrounding that main city.
But if you've got this kind of setup and you've got multiple services, how would you structure that? Because he's obviously saying the best way to structure it for multi-location and multi-services. So if he's got 3 locations and he does plumbing, then, you know, and then he's got boiler repairs, and then he's got, bathroom installation or something like that, then how would you structure that?
I'd make a page for every service that's geo-modified.
Cool.
Yeah.
Simple and easy.
Yep. I would do every single one. It'd have a standalone page. Definitely. Yeah, it's a lot more work, but I think that's the best way to go. Google's not looking, it's page by page. So if I want to rank this keyword, I need that page.
Yeah.
You know,
that was going to be my added bit of advice. You cannot rank for something without having a page for it. You know, so
not hard.
That's the bottom line. Well, you can to some degree, but you know, if you want to rank for something, there kind of has to be a page targeting that search term in that area. So do it the hard way, as Chris says.
I run into that with clients. They don't want to do each. You have 10 services. You target 3 locations. Well, that's service plus location, service plus location. Okay, I did all these locations. Next locations, okay, service plus location. And then they're all classified. These are top level categories as city, city, city. And then service, 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 service. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it'll get you the best result without a doubt.
Yeah. For sure. Arla, I thought you were trying to improve your health, Craig. You should be drinking Diet Coke. So I have been doing well, but I don't do Diet Coke. It is absolutely stinking. I try and have a can of Coke per day, just to make sure that if I don't, then I feel shaky. So, yeah, I give myself a little treat. And eventually, hopefully, I'll get on to maybe one of them a week, whatever. But got to do things slowly because my body don't like just going on some kind of non-sugar thing and eating cabbages and all that stuff. My body can't function properly, so I need some of the bad stuff in me. But Justin Weaver's asking, do links work at the GMB? Will a link from a drop domain have any impact on a GMB, Chris?
Do links work at GMB? Will a link from a drop domain have any effect on a GMB? links, I would not point links out of GMB. I think I made dedicated videos on this to clear that up. It's not that you're pointing links at the GMB, it's that you create one or two to drive traffic through to the GMB. It's not mass quantities of links. It's create your one CID link or maybe your machine readable link and then drive traffic through it to get to the listing. That's it. So hopefully that helps you.
That and your citations, that's what they're looking
Press
for.
Releases,
Your name, address, and phone number. So make sure that you've got that in place as well. Not link building. It's not the same as SEO. They're looking for different things.
Big time.
Gihan is asking, can you explain your silos a bit more? Are you following the same methods of Kyle? I'm assuming that's Kyle Roof.
Yeah, I'm trying to think Kyle's stuff. I think that, regardless of where it is a silo, right? And I think that structuring out the pages are pretty much going to be the same across anybody that does this. So yeah, I'm sure, yes, we do follow that. I'm not 100% sure on what, you're looking at or whatnot, but structure is a very simple thing. I'm sure we're all doing it the same way. I would venture to guess.
Yeah.
I really don't know how to answer that. Yeah.
Regardless of someone putting a different spin on it.
Right.
I think SEO is SEO and all that kind of stuff. You can guise it up in whatever way you want. It's still the same old game we're all playing and the same money we're trying to win and all that stuff. So, yeah, just be mindful of that. Even though someone's saying they're doing it that way, silo's a silo. Govind,
well,
can you reignite an expired domain and get it working like a normal website as a primary money-making website? So can you get an expired domain name, Chris, and get it working again? Have you had success doing that? Not with an aged domain name, an expired one. Do you think it resets? Can you get it working like it did before? What's your theory on that?
I think, well, I know that it's going to be it's 50-50. You might find something that's great. The chances of it being reclaimed back to its old glory are pretty slim. But you can do it. If I launch 10 of them, you might hit one that works very, very well. I don't ever think it's going to regain its past glory unless you build it directly exactly how it was and give it time to recoup. I would much rather more lean towards an auction. It hasn't dropped yet. It still has pages indexed, most notably, and then build on top of that, add more. That's more of the angle that I take.
Check out ODYS as well. They've got a whole bunch of aged domain names, which can help you. Boom, boom. What do you guys do for a living? I'm just, I'm working in the ganja news sector. Chris, what do you do for a living?
Well, I do a couple things. I do a magnitude of different things. I mean, everything from consulting and training. I do YouTube training. I also do cleanouts. I run a relatively successful affiliate site now. I have a few clients now. Just basically SEO and auctions. That's it. Nothing special.
A man of many skills. That's what you want. A couple of different diverse income streams. Always good. Live IRL fan is asking, can you explain what happened with that video that had 30,000 views? Was that a test for CTR manipulation on YouTube? That's a question for Holly. And what position did you rank for in 24 hours? And did it boost your traffic in suggested and recommended? And Boom Boom is asking, what are you drinking from that drum, Chris? Is that vodka? Is it water? Is it something else?
This is I don't know if you guys have this, but this is Deer Park. This is one of the premier waters in the Pennsylvania area. It's like spring water. I buy them. I like this particular brand. It's very good. 100% natural spring water. Just water. Water. Got my rock stars. I got cases of them. And then last but not least, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's my daily intake right here. Water, caffeine, nicotine, and all the pizza I could possibly eat. Steak pizza is what I buy.
Also, Chris, just to clarify, Holly picked that up wrong. She thought that guy was saying to get the URLs indexed. So there is no special secret there that we thought we didn't know about. Thought we'd uncovered something good. Live IRL fan, the 30k views was a video I was doing with a contest for crypto. Yeah, so that's what it was. Ranked one within minutes. Jeremy Grove saying I'm trying not to laugh. Holly is talking about her YouTube test, whatever it was. Someone needs to buy me the ODAYS Ganja News domain name, Police and Cannabis. It's all trending in Scotland. Listen, every other day we read the papers here, and there's another grow guy being caught with like fucking £3 million worth of shit. It's, rigged up to the neighbour's electricity and shit like that. It's fun and games here where I stay. So,
how are they out there? Are they? How are the boys out there? Do they come and do they play around with that out there in Scotland?
Yeah.
Oh, they do. It's all legit. It's all legal out there.
Oh, it's not legit. Nah,
it's illegal, right?
Yeah, but they're trying to make it legal. But it's not legal. But people do it, and people have big fucking farms, and that you would think at times that it's perfectly legal to do it, but the police come and slap some of their hands now and again because people have literally got fucking houses full of it, the lofts, the fucking full house, everything. So yeah,
that's madness. Hey, good luck to him. I'll just stay on my keyboard here. I'm cool, man. I'm cooling right here.
So I didn't used to do that, but yeah, it works great for quick hitters like contests. Then after that, it's useless.
Oh yeah.
So HG Genius is saying an EMD and it was hit with porn pharma spam. I'm really sure it's backlinks, as it should not have been more than 40 backlinks that I acquired. Ranking for the homepage dropped from 4th to 80 plus now. So that was what he was trying to disavow. It should get picked up relatively quickly. But
you could go in there and change the structure too on those images. The image structure. Take care of that real quick.
Yeah. Do that. Do that. Try a few different options.
HC access, send it back to them. But you got to know where it's originating from, or send it to a competitor.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but I mean, don't, my question is why? Because, I've dealt with a lot of people over the years. They're like, why? I highly doubt that this was just some random, there has to be a reason. You did did you stomp on somebody? Did you take, what'd you do? What'd you do, man? Because I don't think somebody just randomly, not anybody, I don't think so. I don't know, man.
Anyway, back to our Prosser, who was talking about the 3 locations and the multiple services niche. Can the 3 geo service pages be similar content then?
Things are changing, right? So, that strategy, I mean, still effective. I think that I would get the percentages up a lot higher. And what I'm looking at isn't just body content or just content, but the overall uniqueness of the page, like images, multimedia, forms. There has to be a better variation, right? So yes, you can still do that to save work and time and money. But I would be very, very cautious of the actual structuring. You could get away with your 60-70% content duplicated, fine, across your site. But I would focus very highly on the other media and structured lists, unstructured lists, embeds, forms. That needs to be variant, or it's not going to pump. It's not going to go. That's something that I've been noticing lately with sites. So good luck to you, my friend.
Yep. Good luck indeed. So that's live IRL fan talking to Holly about different things that they've been trying about on YouTube. Allah is saying try Pepsi Max. It's the best. It's those small changes, but you are right.
Yeah, but Coke, a Coke, man, the way it burns. I love a nice ice cold beverage, like a Coke. So I understand what you mean. Sugar is a mother, isn't it? That's a hard one. Like you can get sometimes I'm like, man, I need a Reese peanut butter cup. I'll get crazy, dude. Sugar's
like fucking tough, man. It's like,
dude, I hate it.
Some shit, yeah. I start feeling unwell when I don't have enough sugar. So,
dude, I get and then, dude, it pops in your head. It's almost like I'm like, oh, I should get a candy bar, and then, dude, I can't stop thinking about it till I get it for real. Yeah. I get myself a Fifth Ave or Reese. Yeah, and sugar drinks don't work. It's always, for me, it's like chocolate, honey buns. Oh my God, man, I can't. And then I'm like jumping rope. I'm like, all right. I feel bad about myself then. It's crazy.
My biggest downfall is the Coca-Cola and stuff like that. That's the number one thing that is absolutely horrendous for me. That and crisps is my biggest downfall. But anyway, yeah.
What's that?
You know what crisps are? Come on, crisps. Chips.
Chips. Yeah, I'm not a chip fan. My girl likes chips though, like Doritos and stuff.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
They're my thing, man. So yeah, bad on them and bad on Coke. So
chips and soda. Dude.
Yeah.
What's better? That's almost American, man.
Yeah.
I need some chicken wings.
And
a bazooka.
Anyway, yeah. I need a bazooka.
Yeah.
So Eric's asking, with internal linking, would you consider it to be excessive to use exact match anchor texts?
No. Don't go out of your way to be absurd with the internal linking, but where you control the links the most, where you have the most control, I would use the exact match. Do what makes sense going from page to page and what makes sense on that page. But something where I control the atmosphere and what I can pass from one page to another, exact match, if it makes sense, that's what I'm going to aim for. And I don't think there is too high of a percentage, or, don't go out 1,000 or 200 to the page, but do what makes sense. And I would use exact or partial for sure.
Chris, are you going to the NFG Mike and Brad's conference?
Yes, I need to take a picture. I was requested to do a bio, and I had some, and I was like, man, these are horrible. So bio and picture is all I need. I look forward to it. I think I'm going to switch the talk. Initially, I was going to do something else, but I was guided to maybe not do that. So I think I'm going to talk to them. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm probably GMB local, because that's really all I know, other than I have one successful affiliate site right now, so maybe that's not the angle.
I think what my perception of what they're trying to achieve is have people covering off most topics, so that we don't have 3 fucking GMB topics, or because Clint's going to be speaking there, we don't need another guy talking about schema. So it's just about trying to get different individuals talking about different stuff. So that's probably why they've said, nah, someone else is talking about that. Can you talk about something else, just so that we're all getting good value from it?
Right.
But
I'm excited.
Yeah. Holly, what dates am I going to be here? So I am in Mexico between the 15th and the 18th of September for some event, a SEMrush thing. And then I'm going to head up to America from there. I'm not coming back home. The event's not until the 30th of September, right through to the 1st or the 2nd of October. I'm not entirely sure what my plans are, where I'm going to go, but I'm probably going to travel around America. Just so I'll get out of Mexico, get over the border, and check out a few places that I've not been to, and probably head up to Greensboro, probably a day or two before the event, and chill out with the lads, catch up with anyone else that's there early. So that is my plan, providing I'm allowed into the US. The only problem I've got just now is that America are not allowing people from the UK in, and I'm not sure if or when that will change, but I hope it does, because I'm desperate to get there, man. So fingers crossed, because I need a fucking holiday, man. So yeah, be good to catch up. But Darren is saying, Matt, oh man. Jeremy Grove saying, oh no. Good evening, Craig and Kelly. Sorry I'm late, from Mr. Mark Lawrence. Craig Mullins loves the cannabis stuff here in SF. Chase Rayner is here. Check that picture out. Check Chase out. Great guy. Chase, when Chase arrives, Mr. John Bell arrives. John Bell, I've missed you, mate. I have missed you. A couple of last things that we want to cover off. Eric Racido, what are your most effective GMB ranking strategies that most of us probably don't already do? So first, before Chris gives us any tips, I would say to someone like you, Eric, who asks things like that, is sometimes the biggest secret is there is no fucking secret. Is what people are saying, citations, traffic, and all that kind of stuff, is that all they're doing? It probably is. There is, that's the thing. The biggest secret in SEO is sometimes there is no secret, and you're always looking for that extra thing. You think people are holding stuff back, and that's not always the case, Eric. But we'll put your question to Chris. Are you hiding anything, Chris? Is there something you're not sharing?
I mean, I make a lot of videos, right? So piece by piece comes out. There's not anything really that I hide. I'm not going to spoon feed it through a whole video. I've pretty much divulged pretty much everything that I do that works. Nothing I'm hiding. The homepage is most important. It needs to have all the proper words. The structuring of the site needs to match the GMB, getting traffic, the citations, embedding the GMB into the frames on press releases is effective. Sending traffic from authority sources, NAP direction requests, sending stuff through. The list goes on. You pretty much know it all. I'm sure you know it. There you go.
So there you go. Our Prosser is saying try Reese's PB Cup and Cheetos in your mouth at the same time. Thank me.
They got all these. I'll give you a big one that worked recently. They have these platforms out there that they're letting you try it for free. 10,000. There's even some that I saw that are doing 20,000. I'm playing around with it with a new listing that I have in Miami, right? So they'll let you try out their platform to blast out to people's phones. So it's like a monthly thing where you get the list or whatever for whatever location you want, and then it gives you the phones, and you can send out text messages. So inside your GMB where you can hit share with phone, run it through one of those, because a lot of people are offering these free services right now where they'll give you 10,000 complimentary for particular locations. Get that link, that share link for your GMB, and send that sucker out. Now you just send it to 10,000 people that are on real phones. Not only can you potentially generate leads, but a lot of those people, depending on what your messaging is, are going to click that and go see who the heck is this. So try that out. And dude, those robocalls, those work. They work. So good luck to you. Good luck. Good luck.
Chris, Holly says she wants to see Chris jump rope. Is all I'm saying.
I could do that. I'll do that right in here. I'll make a TikTok maybe. I'll put it up there on.
Being from the UK, I'm not familiar with what the fuck jump rope means, but what does that actually mean for anyone else?
Jumping rope?
Yeah.
So like I have my I jump rope every day. Like, you know, a jumping rope. Let me show you. I'll show you what I mean.
Skipping ropes. Yeah. This shall be funny.
So, like, this is my like my jump rope. Like, this is my jump rope.
Skipping ropes, we call that here.
Yeah, it's a jump rope. I mean, yeah. Well, you're a boxing fan, like those guys.
Yeah, we just don't call it jump rope. Like, fuck me, that's an American thing.
I'm good at it too. I got a nice dance, you know, like not as good as some of those guys, but I'm pretty good.
John Bell, Chase has just paid £3 to get advertising for free in your channel, but it's not for free,
John.
So, cheers, Chase. So if I'm in the Yosemite National Park area, feel free to stay at my cabin. May take you up in that, Mr. Mullins. I've never been to SF. I want to see if this shit really does lie about in the streets, so you never know. And no problem, Eric. Hopefully everything we've said helps. And Jeremy and Adam Poland have both confirmed it is called skipping here in the UK. So I'm going to take that and say, told you so. But other than that, we are out of time, guys. So make sure you do give us a like on the video. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this man's channel, Mr. Chris Palmer SEO. One final thing. When did Holly and Randy come to you and tell you when they were doing this? Remember, we're supposed to be doing some kind of joint webinar.
Well, not yet, but I'm ready whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so yet.
Reach out, Holly. And Chase also donated $100 yesterday, so I'm not sure it's free advertising. So yes, guys, also check out Mr. Chase Rayner, Holly Starks, and anyone else that's in the chat. Look each other up, connect, network. Next week, Friday. So Holly, arrange with Chris, and we can do it. We're going to do it in your channel, Chris. So
next week, Friday.
Yeah,
cool.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
But on that note, guys, catch you guys in same time next week.
Awesome.
Cheers.
See you. Thanks, Craig. See you guys. Goodbye, gals too. Bye-bye.